So here's a few reasons why you might have good total testosterone but low free testosterone, and therefore your symptoms will still be the same or very similar to someone who has objectively low test. You could be 700, but if your free is like 1% or less, you're going to have the same symptoms as someone who's low testosterone. And there's a few kind of reasons, there's a few common causes for this. Quite often it's liver related, because the liver is heavily involved with SHBG and binding to the testosterone. And if your liver isn't particularly functioning that well, and it's not necessarily something long-term, certainly something long-term like liver scarring or cirrhosis would do this, but quite often it's just a temporary thing. So maybe your liver's just been working a little bit harder than normal. Quite often it's because of alcohol, especially in the UK. We have that kind of culture. But there's a lot of other things. Being massively overweight, having fatty liver, that's another one. So definitely get your blood work done. Check for AST and ALT, and make sure that they're in range, so that you can more or less rule out certainly any short-term liver damage, short-term liver issues. So that's one thing. Another potential reason why you might have low free testosterone is just basic nutrient deficiencies. So if you have a deficiency in any of the key things, really, things like B6, B12, zinc, selenium, there's a magnesium, there's a bunch of different minerals and vitamins where if you are deficient, that could be it right there. So make sure your diet's on point. And again, I think foods are more important than supplements. So things like oysters, potentially Brazil nuts, red meat, organ meat, these are all going to be very, very useful for that. So make sure your diet's on point. The third potential reason for free testosterone being low and SHBG being too high, so you might not be taking the right supplements. So things like boron is a popular one, like a lot of people know. Boron at say like 6 to 9, 12 milligrams, I wouldn't go any higher than that, definitely has some very, very solid research behind it. Plus the clients who've done it with me, like they definitely they've noticed the difference both in terms of feeling and in terms of the blood work. So boron works, but also palmitic acid with taken with animal fats at the same time, that might be more powerful than boron potentially. So there's definitely some supplements like that can help. One second. So very rudely interrupted by some seagulls there. But the fourth big one is often blood sugar related, insulin more specifically actually. If you're too low on carbs, if you're doing keto or carnivore or zero carb basically, that puts pressure on SHBG, because the insulin, very, very low insulin levels puts downward pressure on your free testosterone, if that makes sense. You don't want to have zero carbs, you want some carbs, which doesn't mean sweets and sugar and nonsense. It means fruit, it means potatoes, it means honey, the quality ones. But there's four big reasons, potential reasons for low free testosterone, which usually comes from high SHBG, which binds to the testosterone. I talk a lot more about this in the 90-day Testosterone Transformation Program. There's 22 of you in there so far, and everyone seems to be enjoying it a lot. So there's a lot of how-to videos of me with the whiteboard, giving you a lot more detail than this and all the specific numbers you need. And there is a lot more to come in that program, by the way, for those of you already in there. So that's linked below if you want to get your free testosterone up and really kind of delve into all the right numbers. Check it out, and I will see you in there.